Hi, this is Rich Carlson, N9JIG. I've got a lot of requests from people at Radio Reference and other places to see video of my shack, so here we go. Let me back up a little bit. This is when you come into my office. This is pretty much what you see. Starting off is the big cabinet over there with most of my scanners. Secondary desk with a computer, a bunch of other scanners. My main desk with my main computers and one scanner there, printer and laptop, TV, the wife's desk over here, my easy chair, and here we are back to the cabinet again. So this is the main centerpiece of my scanner world here. This is a standard 27U networking cabinet. You buy them at better computer centers, Amazon, etc. This one again is 27 U's. It's about 7 feet tall. I'm 6'4", so yeah, it's about 7 feet tall. It's got doors on either side and on the front and on the back. The front one is a glass door. The back door is ventilated. The side doors are solid, and they open with a key. Of course, the key pops out. And then there's the inside of the cabinet there. Bunch of wires. I got a board here where all the multi-couplers are mounted to, and that's the cabinet there. I open up the glass door in the front, and of course the doors are all removable. So if I don't want the doors on there at all, I just take the doors off. I don't lock it. It's not like it's anything secure or anything. And then there's the radios themselves. I'm going to start at the top for the radios. Very top is, well, just a blank panel. And then there's 4 GRE PSR 600s, which are the functional equivalents to Radio Shack Pro 197 652s and the Whistler WS1065s. They're a basic digital phase 1 only scanner from GRE. The neat thing about them is that they output the data for P25 systems on the serial port, which we'll get into in a second. And then there are 6 BCT-15s, which are used mostly for military aircraft searching. And then below that there are 4 BCT-15Xs, which is the newer version of the BCT-15. And then there are 2 of the 996 XTs. This one and this one are 996 XTs. This one over here is a 996 P2, and then another BCT-15. Below that is my ICOM 746 Pro, which is on a custom-built rack. With a lit call sign identifier from a company out in California makes those. And then another custom rack for my 8500. And then below that are 2 decoders. The one on the the one on the left is the MDC decoder. Decodes identifiers off the radio. And then the one on the right is a PL decoder. And oops, grabbed the wrong radio. I'll show you how that decoder works. So it just displays PL tones or DPL codes as they're received by, in this case, the ICOM 8500, which both of these decoders are connected to. So it just displays the PL tones and DPL codes and touchtone DTMF codes as they're decoded. Below those 2 decoders are a couple two-way radios, actually 3 of them. This is the Kenwood TMD 700A, and that's a standard 2-meter 440 dual bander with a remote head. It used to be in the car, but I since replaced that with an Olenko, so that one is now in the house. Great receiver. This is the TYT MD 9600. Just starting to get into DMR on ham radio, and that's a great radio for that. And you can't beat the price. It's under $200. And then the CDM 1250. Picked that up at a Hamfest and for about $100, and it's a great two-way radio for GMRS. Type accepted, works really well. And then there's the Whistler TRX2 scanner down there, actually just the head. It's on the magnetic mounts, it clips right onto there, and works pretty well. I'm mostly a Uniden guy, as you can tell, but the Whistler scanner works pretty well. And then there's some empty space in the bottom part of the cabinet with the ventilated cover. Inside the cabinet, see what we can see here. It's kind of dark in there, but we'll do what we can. So the top, there's 3 multi-couplers here. The very top one is a 4-port, which is connected to the PSR 600s. There's another 8-port Stridsberg, which are connected to the top 8 Uniden scanners. And then there's another 8-port, which are connected to the other scanners. And then a couple 13-port USB hubs, and then the back of some of the radios and some of the connecting cables. All of the cables, antenna cables, and power cables and USB cables for the scanners are color coded, and I have the COM port numbers. I'm not sure if the light's helping or not, I guess not. COM port numbers for each scanner is listed on a little label next to the scanner, so I can tell what the COM port number is for that particular radio. Which brings us to the computer that they're all connected to. This is the just a standard 32-inch HD monitor from Asus. The actual computer itself is mounted on the back of the monitor. It's an Intel NUC, which is about the size of a home patrol scanner. Mounts onto a bracket for the VESA mount for the scanner, or for the monitor, and my radar box down there. It's not actually on right now, but that computer itself is nice and small, self-contained. It's got 2 1TB SSDs and 16 gigs of RAM, which is plenty to run 14 or 15 instances of ProScan for virtual control. I also use ARC500, ARC-XT, and ARC-15 for programming. I prefer the ProScan for virtual control and the ARC products for programming, personal preferences, and they all seem to work pretty well. I also run a couple instances of Pro96Com, one on the local sheriff system, one on the local regional system, and they are on the PSRs. The bottom PSR is used to decode the data. The top one is to go to voice traffic. When those systems go phase 2, I'll have to rethink that. But for now, it works pretty well. I also run AirNav radar box on this computer, and then on the secondary desk, I have my BCD 536 HP and Home Patrol 2 and Home Patrol 1. My security system, local phone. I don't put the 536 in the rack because I do put it out in the truck once in a while when I go on a trip, so that way I can just unplug it and take it out to the car. Got a shelf full of portable radios. Start off over here on the lower shelf. I got my Unication G5, got my Anytone DMR portable in the back. Like I said before, I'm just starting to get into DMR. I've been a lot of fun there. Uniden BC125, a couple GMRS portables, some miscellaneous portables up here that I use occasionally, and then over here is the rest of my portables, TRX1, BCD 436, a couple BC325s, another Motorola portable, my 396XT, which is my main railfan scanner. That's connected to the Scanner Blaster speaker, which is really loud, and it's great when I'm rail fanning because it just, you know, when you got a train going by you at 60 miles an hour, you'll still hear the scanner over that thing. It's really loud. Turn it off again. And then the microphone for my GMRS radio, my CDM in the rack, and the one for my 746. Got a couple of airplane models up here. I don't have my entire collection out. I just really don't have room for all that stuff right now. And some miscellaneous office stuff. And then this is my main computer desk. Let me pull the chair out of the way. This is a Office Depot rising computer desk. couple $300 or $400 at Office Depot, and put together in about 15 minutes. It's got a little control panel over on the corner over there that I can raise and lower the desk, and so I can stand, and I do that about half the time I'm standing, about half the time I'm sitting, and it works pretty good. I've got 3 monitors. One of them is the iMac itself, which is a 5K 27-inch iMac. Got 32 gigs of RAM and 3 terabyte SSDs, so it's got plenty of room for storage and plenty of memory to run all the stuff that I run during the day. On that is I usually run the our internal communication software for work and networking with my guys at work. And then over here is where I run our point of sale software on the left monitor. And when I'm not working, I'll run Netflix on that. And then on the right hand monitor, I actually run Windows on my Mac through Parallels, so I can do programming software, our internal phone system software. So right now I've got Sentinel. I also can program my Whistler radios. Just about anything that can run on Windows I'll do over here. It's convenient to be able to do it right from my main desk. Customers call about some software problems. I can run the software here and be able to work it out with them. Even though I'm using a Mac, I can still run the Windows stuff. My networking phone, my network phone, which is I use for work, and then an SDS-100, the latest and greatest toy there. My phone, my iPad, mostly used for things like networking or Facebook or Netflix, Hulu, that type of stuff. Laptop, printer, scanner, fax, that kind of happy stuff. And then got a TV with a Blu-ray player and Apple TV and cable box and such. And you have that on during the daytime for the local news or CNN, that type of stuff. A WWV type clock over there, and then my wife's got her little corner of the office. Pull the chair out of the way, so she runs an iMac as well, and then she's got her little knickknacks and stuff, and then the I Love Me wall, which everybody has got their own version of, I'm sure. And back to the cabinet. Close those doors a little bit, and the main desk again. So it's a nice compact office. Gives me plenty of room to get up and walk around. If I'm on the line with a customer, I got a headphone so I can walk around the house, and instead of sitting on my duff all day, get a little exercise while I'm working. Got plenty of screen real estate, plenty of the radios. A lot of times customer call and asking, hey, how do I do this on a radio? And a lot of times I can't explain it to them without having the radio in hand to walk them through it. And this way I have just about one of everything, so I can work with the customers and let them know, okay, in order to do this, just press this button, turn the knob, and do that, this and the other thing. So it works out well that I've got a lot of these. Some of them most of them I bought myself, and some of them I got from work because I do need to have one of just about everything. So that's basically my office. Just got it painted, got all the pictures and stuff on the wall, got the Bill of Rights and Declaration of Independence and the Constitution over here. Those are words we live by around here. And got the whole room painted. On the desk here, there's a skirt around the base of the desk that hides all the wires. Behind that side, there's a bunch of networking stuff, a lot of wires attached to that. And behind this side is my antenna patch panel, which if you've seen my pictures on Radio Reference and Pictures Forum, you'll see what that looks like. There's a 27-port antenna patch panel, and then the antenna cables are down there on the floor. They go into the cabinet, and then obviously one of the 2 antennas going over here as well. And that way the cabinet is all self-contained as well. And there's just the antenna cables coming out this side. One of those is actually a USB cable, and then there's a power cord going on that side to the wall outlet. And whenever I need to do anything, I can just pull the whole cabinet out and get at the back of it if I need to. When we painted in here last month, I was just able to unplug the cabinet and move it out to the center of the room, put a drape over it, and they were able to paint and then put it back, and that was it. So that's pretty much my shack. You can see more pictures of it and discuss it at the radioreference.com pictures forum, radioreference.com, and then go to pictures forums and then the pictures, and that's where it'll all be. Talk to you guys later. Bye now.